Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, also known as ADHD. Diversity Training, presented by J.C. Garza. Michael Phelps, Simone Biles, Justin Timberlake, and Channing Tatum. Everyone has heard each of these names, whether through their extraordinary achievements in sports and entertainment or their influence in popular culture. As they navigate their life, they all struggle with a common diagnosis. They all explore issues surrounding ADHD. Behind every diagnosis lies a person being misunderstood for not being able to keep focus, can't sit still, or being perceived as too hyper for others. Today I want to take your time to talk to you about the cultural backgrounds of ADHD and explore its implications in the workplace. I plan to review what ADHD is, the history, negatives and positive stereotypes, and how improved communication strategies can foster a better understanding and perception of individuals with ADHD. To kick things off, let's look at what ADHD is and the background. ADHD is a neurodevelopmental condition and is one of the most common mental disorders in children today. Though it is diagnosed from ages 5 to 10, it is known to impact the individual in their daily life throughout adulthood. Symptoms of this disorder is not being able to keep focus, excessive movement that is inappropriate for the setting, and trouble organizing tasks and activities. While there are numerous symptoms associated with ADHD, these three are the most prominent. This diagnosis was first discovered in the 1950s and 60s and known as hyperkinetic impulse disorder. They came to understand ADHD was caused by the brain developing differently and affecting the way a person talks, learns, thinks, and behaves. And by the 2000s, the diagnosis came to what it is today: attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Over time, we have found medications for this diagnosis, as medications vary depending on each individual patient. Doctors put these medications into two categories: stimulant medications and non-stimulant medications. While doctors don't have a cure for ADHD, these medications help manage these symptoms. Now that we've explored a little bit of history, let's focus on some data. Cited from Center for Disease and Control and Prevention, data shows that an estimated 7 million children in the United States deal with ADHD. ADHD is 3 times more often to present in boys rather than girls, and 2 out of every 3 individuals diagnosed with ADHD also have some other type of mental disorder. Now on to cultural values. People with ADHD tend to not be understood, so being accepted and not judged in their environment is very important to making them feel comfortable. In a comfortable environment, this is when they can be their true selves, have creativity, and express their emotions in a positive manner. They value understanding and compassion. Now let's get into some positive and negative stereotypes. Research from Intermountain Health explains that positive stereotypes show that a person with ADHD are hyper-focused, high energy, and creative. All these characteristics can take focus off all the challenges and help them thrive in environments where they feel understood. Negatives are can't focus. An individual with ADHD can focus. It might be a bit inconsistent, but not completely missing. Irresponsible and lazy. They can get easily distracted by things, but being understanding and guiding them can go a long ways. ADHD isn't real, it's just an excuse. ADHD is a real brain disorder researched by doctors for decades. People that struggle with ADHD tend to work harder than the average person, so they can stay on task, focus, and organize, because it doesn't come natural to them. Did you know there are 3 main types of ADHD? ADHD combined, which is the most common. It demonstrates having trouble paying attention and easily getting distracted. ADHD impulsive and hyperactive. This is when an individual is very impulsive with their actions, but don't have trouble paying attention. ADHD inattentive and distractible. This is when they have trouble organizing tasks, sustaining attention, and being forgetful. Now let's explore how an individual with ADHD can better thrive in the workplace. Based on the information in National Library of Medicine, both people with ADHD and their co-workers can gain from more inclusive and productive work environments that are created with an understanding of these communication tendencies. Superior. Having ADHD means you tend to get off track with your thoughts. To communicate efficiently, prepare key points beforehand can be very helpful, as well as not being scared to ask for clarification. Processing instructions can be very difficult for people with ADHD, so asking questions is needed. Subordinate. As a supervisor talking to somebody with ADHD, it will help to be more direct with your instructions, while also having an inviting tone. It is also important to not come across demanding, as an individual with ADHD can take that poorly and become defensive. Lateral. An individual with ADHD tends to have very high energy, which can contribute well with a team, giving positive energy and helping solve problems, and giving creative ideas, while also comes with some struggles. Approaching them can be very different differently than a regular person, building a bond and having a supportive environment can significantly enhance the team's performance and collaboration. Let's go on to verbal and nonverbal communications. Verbal. Showing support and be willing to make a relationship with an individual. Be positive and understanding and show interest in what they have to say. Having words of encouragement. It might take them longer to form thoughts and more difficult for them to process and speak those, but by showing your support, it can help them feel more comfortable and open. Nonverbal. Nodding while listening. It shows them that you are interested in what they have to say and engaged. Open body posture. This shows that you are welcoming and understanding. Smiling. This gives off positivity and encouragement. Strategies and skills. Being patient. Staying calm when the individual can get overwhelmed and disorganized can help them stay composed. Asking for clarification will help both of you feel more present in what is going on and prevent future misunderstandings. Work on getting to know the individual. It will help both of you feel more comfortable to ask questions. Concepts of working in teams. Being approachable. For example, be inclusive. Always try to invite others into the conversation. And use their name. It shows them respect. Be positive. This can foster into making them have more confidence when doing a task. Be open and to being adaptable and flexible, as an individual can work very differently than yourself. Workplace customs. Checking in on the individual. People with ADHD can sometimes get distracted, so checking in can help them stay focused and on task. Clear instructions. This is putting directions into exact and easy ways to understand. This can help leave little gaps for confusion. A person with ADHD may fidget, such as tapping their feet or using a fidget tool. Did you know people with ADHD can get super hyper-focused into the task that they are doing and completely lose track of time? Some say hyperfocus can also be called a superpower. Today we've talked about the history and background, data, their cultural values, and how to best accommodate to people with ADHD in the workplace. Lastly, by better understanding people with ADHD, we allow a world where each individual has the opportunity to thrive. Thank you for your time of listening and engaging in learning more about ADHD.